3 days of serene fishing on the Silver River should have been a soul-cleansing escape, wiping away the world's chaos. But the eerie silence that hit me back at the ranch wasn't calm. It was a warning I didn't yet understand. Dust coated the dashboard of my trusty Chevy as I rolled up the gravel drive to my 47-acre haven. This land was my fortress, hard-earned and fiercely mine, sitting defiantly next to the cookie-cutter lawns of Pinewood Estates. When they built that HOA-controlled suburb, I made damn sure my property lines were ironclad, untouchable by their petty rules. Legally, I was a lone island. To them, I was just the grizzled rancher they ignored until now. That illusion shattered when I stepped into my too-quiet house. Thirsty from the drive, I turned on the kitchen faucet. Nothing. A weak gurgle, then dead air. The pressure was always rock steady, so this was wrong. I checked the outdoor spigot. A pathetic dribble, then nothing. A sick feeling twisted my gut. Out here, water wasn't just a convenience, it was life. My cattle, lowing in the pasture, needed their troughs filled. My vegetable garden depended on the irrigation timers I'd set before leaving. A day without water was trouble, more was a crisis. My mind flashed to 92, when I carved this land's lifeblood with a rented backhoe, laying miles of PVC pipe to a reservoir fed by hillside springs. It was my sweat, my system, built before Pinewood's first mansion sprouted. I recalled the deal I cut with their developers, desperate to dodge city water costs. I let them tap my main line for 30 homes, charging a small fee, with them maintaining their booster pump. The lease was clear, filed in county records. But it expired a decade ago, and the new HOA board, led by the iron-fisted Miranda, never renewed it. They'd been siphoning my water for years, assuming it was theirs. Now, standing in my dry house, I knew someone had cut me out. Fury drove me to the property line where my main line ran underground toward Pinewood. The ground was a mess, fresh mud, trampled grass, and there it was, my 4-inch PVC pipe, sliced clean through. A sloppy wad of duct tape capped the end, and a smug laminated sign read, "Unauthorized water use HOA enforcement." Yellow HOA tape, staked like a crime scene, screamed Miranda's handiwork. Tire tracks from a flashy SUV, her white BMW, no doubt, and dainty boot prints with rhinestone imprints confirmed it. Only Miranda would vandalize in glittery heels, turning trespass into a performance. A flyer, taped to a stake, babbled about shared groundwater and ordinance violations. Shared? My private reservoir on my land wasn't theirs to claim. This wasn't a mistake, it was a deliberate power grab. I snapped photos of everything, the pipe, tape, sign, tracks, and flyer. Evidence first. Then, in the barn, I whistled low, plotting my move. Miranda had made this personal, and she'd regret it. She thought she'd won by cutting my pipe, but she didn't know about my control panel, hidden behind old fence posts. It held the keys to Pinewood's water. Rage tempted me to shut it off cold, but I chose patience. Let her squirm. I turned a secondary valve, slashing their pressure to a trickle, not off, just enough to cripple sprinklers and faucets. By dusk, I heard their booster pump wheezing across the fields. Lights flickered in Pinewood homes as showers died and washers stalled. Perfect. Let the chaos begin. The next morning, my phone pinged. Jake, a neighbor who loathed Miranda's tyranny, sent screenshots from Pinewood's HOA chat. Residents raged about low pressure. Miranda brushed it off as a temporary glitch. By noon, her tone shifted, vaguely blaming, external tampering me. Then came her petty retaliation, county complaints about my fence and rooster noise. Childish, but it steeled my resolve. That afternoon, her BMW screeched up to my fence. Miranda, in a crisp blazer, clipboard in hand, stormed over. "James, you sabotage our water!" she barked. I leaned on a post, calm. "Sabotage?" Someone cut my pipe on my land, Miranda. Maybe your enforcement broke something you don't understand. Her eyes flickered with doubt, but she doubled down. That was an illegal tap into HOA resources. I laughed. I laid that pipe in '92 from my reservoir, permitted before your neighborhood existed. Your lease expired in 2015. You've been stealing my water for a decade. You didn't fix anything, you vandalized my property. Her face paled. She didn't know. Check the records, I said. Water rights, lease 892C zoning. My land's outside your HOA. You have no power here. I walked away, leaving her speechless. She wouldn't quit, so I upped the ante. In the barn, I flipped the master valve. Clunk. Pinewood's water was dead. The next day, an HOA notice arrived, a $10,000 fine for system tampering. Laughable. I drafted letters to every Pinewood homeowner, laying out the expired lease, Miranda's vandalism, and my offer, water restored for a fair fee, but only if Miranda resigned. At dawn, I slipped the letters onto their doorsteps. The neighborhood exploded. Jake texted, Miranda was losing it, calling me an extortionist. But others, like Mr. Thompson, a retired lawyer, backed me after verifying my claims. At an emergency HOA meeting, Miranda ranted, accusing me of forgery. Thompson stood, holding my letter. I checked the records. James is right. The lease expired. Cutting his pipe was vandalism, exposing the HOA to lawsuits. The room turned. Residents grilled Miranda on mismanagement. Her desperate, Unity barbecue plan flopped when I rerouted water through a sulfur tank. The misting fan she unveiled sprayed rotten egg stench, scattering guests. Miranda stood alone, soaked in failure. Her final gambit came at 3:47 a.m. My cameras caught her BMW and a nervous accomplice sneaking onto my land, tools in hand, trying to bypass my pipe cap. I called Deputy Harris and flipped a custom valve, unleashing red foaming dye. They screamed, coated in sticky goo. I strolled out, flashlight in hand. Lost, Miranda? Deputy Harris arrived, reviewed my footage, and cited them for trespassing, vandalism, and theft. Neighbors watched as Miranda, foam-streaked, was escorted away. A news report, tipped off by Jake, aired the story with a damning photo of Miranda arguing with Harris. At the next HOA meeting, her removal was unanimous. I spoke. I shut the valve because my rights were violated. I'll provide water fairly, but respect my land. Residents signed my agreements, and sprinklers hummed again, except at Miranda's. Her lawn withered, and soon, a moving truck took her away. A county inspector, likely spurred by Miranda's last complaint, verified my system's compliance. My ranch was secure. Peace returned. I showed Jake and Thompson my hidden well, an aquifer-fed backup ensuring my independence. Pinewood's oppressive rules faded, kids played freely, and flowers bloomed unjudged. I hung a new sign. Private land, private water, mutual respect required. This wasn't about revenge, it was about protecting what's mine. Miranda's arrogance forced my hand, but facts and patience won. What do you think? Was my prank with the sulfur and dye too far, or did Miranda deserve it? Share your thoughts below. Let's hear your take on justice and neighborly feuds.